to be the greatest fighter to ever put on gloves. I mean, he's got lofty goals. And, you know, when they're that high, you know, sometimes he'll reach and sometimes he won't. And right now, Ward reaching him with a nice jab so far early in this fight.
Jab, and he threw a little short right hand and came back with a little backhand to get his hand back up to his face. But did you see that, James?
We'll see if we can get James
that's exactly
a mic
what
here
happened.
in a second. But, you know, it's interesting in Ward's career. After his first loss as an amateur, he went undefeated for 6 years. So he has that great amateur background. Done very well as a pro. What do you think, Joe, he's got to work on to be a world champion?
Well, we're going to see more of that as the rounds progress. Right now, you know, if you look back at some of his previous fights, he's going to have to work on his defense a little bit. He's going to have to work on keeping his hands up a little bit more. And maybe a little bit more body punching. And then sometimes being a little bit more aggressive, even when you don't think you should be sometimes. You can get guys out of there earlier by being a little bit more aggressive.
All right, we got James Toney's microphone fixed. That's the first time you've been that quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, I was getting jealous. I think Andre Ward, he's doing a good job. But, you know, the first round he came out through a sloppy left hook and failed. He wasn't watching his balance. Wasn't the target.
You know, and James, when you're this big of a favorite, how tough is it to get up for every single guy, especially a guy you're supposed to be?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been a victim of that before a couple of times. I fought Montel Griffin, and it was hard. I didn't think much of Montel, and what happened? He beat me. You see, right now he's at the point in his career where he's at the learning stages. He's got to be up for every fight. He's an Olympian. I wasn't an Olympian. Nobody was looking. Not everybody in the world looking at me every time out. So I think Andre got to get a little bit more polished.
Interesting first round so far. Let's listen into Andre Ward's corner, see what they have to say about his performance here in the first round.
He's trying to line you up, right? When you pull it back, he's trying to line you up. Work on that side. When you say he's trying to line up, work on the other side of his left shoulder, okay? Attack the closest thing too. Don't come in this zone right here, okay? When you say pulling back, trying to line you up, don't come into this zone. Keep attacking that side and make your turn, okay? Keep the jab working. Stay patient. Don't lunge. You lining him up real good, okay?
There's
All right, now. Come on.
Virgil Hunter giving him instruction. Joe, what do you take from that conversation?
Well, from what I gathered there, you know, he said that the right hand was available. He wanted him to keep on a certain side and not commit his body and head towards the center of Gould's counters, I guess. That's what he was trying to get across, James?
Well, from what I'm saying, I think what he got to do right now is keep doing what he's doing, jabbing way in, set up the right hand. And left hook right behind the right. The left hook behind the right hand is there all day. But you can't see. The thing is about Andre Ward, he has tremendous speed, and what he got to do, he got to settle down, can his hook the right way. He's jumping into it, and he's jumping off balance, and he has no power behind it. He's not able to follow back with a left hook right hand. Well, he's all balance.
There was one guy that used to, and I compare him a lot to Roy Jones. Roy Jones was one of the few guys that could leap off his feet and connect with a solid left hook.
Yeah, Roy did everything wrong, but it was fast enough to get away with.
Exactly.
It's like Andre Ward. And like I said, Andre Ward not fighting this stiff competition like Roy did at the moment, so he can get away with it now. But he gonna fight somebody one day who's gonna catch him in the midst of that leap and catch him with a counter hook, and it's gonna be all over with.
Well, this is what we talked about earlier. You know, the defense and making sure you don't do things that leave you vulnerable, because when you step up in competition with the real guys, they'll crack you at every little opening you give them.
Absolutely. All part of the maturation process.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed.
But right now you got Gould. That's, you know, he's not trying to really pressure Andre Ward. He's not trying to make a fight out of it. It's a little bit of a chess match here. And somebody's got to step up and start throwing some heavy leather.
Nice left hand. You call for the heavy leather. That was a great left there by Ward. You saw the sweat fly off of Gould there. Maybe the biggest punch of the fight so far.
I think right now, Mr. Gould's in here just for a payday. He's not going to try to not harm nobody. But like I said, Andre, these are the type of fights that Andre is going to work hard to work through it. Get this guy out of here, because this guy should be in there with him 2 more 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, I see Andre's trying to put on the pressure here, but, you know, Gould's only got really 4 knockouts in 15, 16 fights, and you don't have to be too cautious with guys that aren't knockout punchers. I always tell my fighters, look, does this guy hit hard? They go, no. All right, and he doesn't have a lot of knockouts, then get into him, get inside and work him over. And this is what I think Andre's got to do, is be able to assert himself better with a guy that's not really willing to fight him back hard, and a guy that's not powerful.
Under a minute to go. Ward's starting to land some of these shots now. He's starting to really score some points here in this later stages of the second round. Really starting to size him up now. These punches starting to land now.
I think Andre's, like I said, he's a tremendous talent. Yeah. And like I said, he's maturing right now. He's going to learn. And with time, he's going to learn with time. And I think within a couple of years, you're going to see a tremendous Andre Ward.
Yeah, you know, look, let's face it. He was 21 years old yesterday. He's just 22 right now. He's a pup. And you know what? You know that manpower is going to come even better in the next couple of years. He's going to really learn. He's going to get that great sparring over the years, give him that experience. But I'm going to tell you, for my money, this guy is going to be something to be reckoned with in the next few years.
You can't teach talent. You either have it or you don't. Andre Ward's got a lot of talent, indeed.
He has a lot of natural talent, and I think he could be around for a while. And I think.
Let's take a look here in this second round. Watch the left hand here, right in there. And he scored it well in the second round with that shot.
Now see what James is talking about is throwing that hook off that jab. You know, he's landing that jab solid. You buzz a guy with that little jab, hook right off of it.
Yeah.
And get the right hand off of that as well.
He's missing a few combinations in there, but you know what? I think he's got to take up a notch now. If he don't, like I said, we could be in for a long night.
Right.
And these are the type of guys he should be getting out there, making his knockout mark against. You know what I'm saying?
Is he trying to get some ring work in?
I don't know why, because he fights often. You know, if it was a fighter like me who fights once every 9 months, gotta get that work. But you know, he's a young guy. He's gonna fight again next month, so you need to get this guy there. Don't risk no injuries. Don't risk no nicks and bruises.
We get set for round 3 here. Andre Ward, Kendall Gould. Ward, of course, in the white and gold trunks. Gentleman we mentioned it's his birthday today, turning 22 years of age. He's also a father of 2. He's married, and you know, it's interesting. He lost his father back in 2002 at the age of 45, and you know, it's one of those things. A couple years later, his father, of course, didn't get a chance to see him win that gold medal, but a very emotional time for him when he won the gold. He pointed up and saluted his father, and so he mentioned in the interview he's had to go through a lot of interesting things to get to this point.
That's right. Now, what's interesting right now is the fact that Gould is really putting on a track race right here. He's not trying to engage with Andre Ward. Andre Ward wants to show what he's got. He wants to show that he likes to fight and can fight. And unfortunately, Gould's not the guy that's going to help him show that right now.
The only thing Gould's doing is show off the rematch. He's giving the rematch a lot of airtime. I think right now, Andre's doing, Andre got to step it up, like I said, and start going to that body. That body will change guys' minds quick.
Now, see, when Kendall Gould just put on pressure on Andre there, I don't think Andre should have backed up and obliged him. I think he should have stood his ground and said, okay, you want to come in at me?
Stay in the pocket.
Right, exactly. Stay in the pocket, and that's where you're going to do some damage on a guy like Gould. It's not too often you get close to the guy. So when the guy comes at you, get close to him and do some damage.
It's like Christmas again. You never know what you get. Surprise.
Right.
And I think right now, Andre Ward, he should